Hello again guys, welcome to my video blog, The Hoxton Trend. Today actually what I'm going to be showing you is probably one of the best bunch of ways that you can tell if a Moncler jacket is fake, if it's counterfeit, and how to tell if it's genuine. I'm getting a lot of messages from guys messaging me, getting in touch, saying look, I've seen this jacket, how do I know if it's a fake or not? And what I've done today is I've devised a quick video for you guys as a quick guide, just to show you the best ways you can tell if a Moncler jacket is fake or not. Okay, so let's get started. I've devised 8 simple ways that you can tell a jacket is fake, and I'm going to go through those in sequence with you and in detail as quick as possible, because I know you guys don't want to be hanging around. So let's go. Okay, so top tip number 1 is the Lampo zips. Okay, so one of the quick ways to tell if a jacket is fake or not is the Lampo zips, as you can see here. Okay, all Moncler, or most, because I have seen some Moncler Grenoble jackets come with YKK zips, but most Moncler jackets will have Lampo zips, as you can see here, and the zips are quite thick and quite chunky. Okay, so if you take a look at that, you can see these are quite chunky zips. Okay, and vast majority of Moncler jackets will come with the Lampo zips. So I'm just showing you a different array of jackets here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. As you can see, Lampo there. Got a Moncler Maya here. As you can see again there, Lampo. And if you take a very close look, you can see there's two little kind of notches on there. Can you see that? Those should also be present there as well. Okay, nice thick Lampo zips. Nice thick Lampo zips. That one's got 1 notch, so I'm not quite sure why that's got 1. Let's have a look at the others and see if they have 1 as well. So that one's got 2 notches. There we go. Let's see what other ones have here. See, this one here, it's got 1 notch. Not quite sure why that is. I guess that's just how they come. But you can clearly see they should all have Lampo zips, and they should all have Lampo zip tracks. See how it's got that little design there? Looks like a ladder. They should all have that. Okay, so if we look at all the jackets, we'll clearly see that they all have the Lampo zip track. Okay, you can see there. Okay, they all have that. Got a Moncler Caesar jacket here. If we have a look at that, we'll see again. They'll all have that. Okay. And just notice here that look, if you look at these zips, they're quite small in compared to the other jackets. That one's quite small. Okay, so it doesn't matter. They're still a bit thick and chunky, just a bit smaller than the other jacket. So that's one of the things to check out for, guys, is the Lampo zips and the Lampo zip track. Okay. Number 2, reverse of the popper studs. Okay, well, this is a Moncler Caesar, so it doesn't have any popper studs on this jacket because they're all zipped, so I won't show you that one. But what I can do is show you Moncler Maya, and these are the reverse of the popper studs here. Okay, so these are the popper studs that you use to just pop the jacket into place as a fastener, as you can see there. But if you look on the reverse, what do they say? It says they're Fiocchi, Italy. Okay, Fiocchi is a company that makes popper studs for high-end brands. Moncler have chosen Fiocchi to make their popper stands for them, and they use those on their jackets, and that's what you can see there, Fiocchi, Italy. Okay, so if we look at most of the popper studs on the jacket, they should all have that. Okay, so in this instance, it's just on the hood. If we look on the ski pass pocket, which is here, I can see that there should be a reverse on there as well. And what does that say? That should say Moncler on there. Yep, clearly does. Okay, so that's a Moncler Maya, showing you that. let's look at this jacket here. Because if you look on this jacket, you will see there's nothing on the reverse of that popper stud there. So you'd be thinking, oh gosh, where's Fiat or Moncler? Don't worry, sometimes they do come like that, okay? Sometimes they do come like that, so that's fine. Our job is to look and see if we can find any other buttons on the jacket. Now, if we look there, if you look on the reverse of that, we'll see there's a the reverse of the popper stud, and it clearly says Moncler. These should always be engraved with something. These should always be engraved. There again on the hood, you can see they are engraved there with Moncler. Okay, so that's two ways I've given you now. The third way is the Certilogo. So yeah, Certilogo number. Okay, so as you can see here, the Certilogo number. This is quite important, okay, because I have seen fakes with the Certilogo number. Okay, I have seen fakes with the Certilogo number, but what I've noticed is if you look at this carefully, what you should see here is a very faint pink line. Can you see that just on top of the pen? A very faint pinkish line. That's almost like some type of authentication line that this is actually a Certilogo label. Let me just try to get that in the camera there. 1 second. Come on, camera. Just about see it. Can you see between the number and above check now, there's a very faint pink line? Always look out for that. I've seen Certilogos which are fake and they don't have that, and the label just looks really, really white. Okay, and these numbers are kind of misaligned and they're not written out very neatly. As you can see there, the text on this is quite clear. Okay, what you do, you go to this website here, www.certilogo.com, and you put in this number in there and it will verify the jacket. Okay, in this instance this is a Moncler Maya, and if we look inside the label here, we will see that it's a Moncler Maya. Okay, so that's how the Certilogo lets you know what jacket it is. Okay, if those two don't correspond, then there could be a problem. Okay, so that's the Certilogo. What's happening now is the newer jackets are not doing newer jackets are no longer doing the QR code now. They're actually just doing sorry, the newer jackets are not doing Certilogo numbers anymore. They're doing the QR code. I'm just going to quickly get a jacket to just show you, so give me 1 second. Right, so as I was saying before, the newer jackets are not doing, any jackets after 2014 are not doing Certilogo numbers anymore. New jackets now will now be doing, what you'll see here is the QR code. And Moncler have decided to use the QR code because it's just a lot harder for the counterfeiters to replicate that. Okay, and this number here, you can use this number to verify again on the Moncler website. Alright, so that's that. So the other so that was the third way, Certilogo and QR code. The other way for you guys to check if a jacket is genuine is the weight and the quality. Usually when you feel the Moncler jacket, you'll just feel that it will have some type of quality feel to it. Sometimes when I've handled the fakes, especially of the polyamide one, like this one just has a very smooth finish to it. Remember guys, these jackets are over £500 plus, so there's got to be some quality in there somewhere. So for example, this Moncler Caesar, I've seen this in a fake, and the outside, the shiny shell finishing, it's just very crinkly. It's just very crinkly, almost like a dustbin liner material. It's just a horrible feel. Okay, the cotton is always usually very poor. Moncler use high quality cotton, but on the counterfeits, the quality of the cotton is usually very, very poor and bobbles very, very easily. Okay, so usually one way to tell is the weight. Okay, these jackets use duvet down and feather down. Okay, let's look at just see quickly what the material of this is. Here, so as you can see, duvet down 90%, feather down 10% on that label there. Okay, so the jacket will be, it's going to be light, but it's going to have a little bit of a weight to it. It's still going to be quite heavy. These counterfeit jackets, I don't know what they're putting inside there, but they are just light as anything, as if there's nothing in there. So good way to check is just generally just to feel the jacket if you can get it in your hands. Yeah, just feel it. What does it feel like? Does it feel quality? If you own a Moncler jacket already, you will know that some of the weights on these jackets are really, really good. I mean, like this one here, the weight is amazing. So there's a lot of duvet and feather down in here. Okay, counterfeiters, they're not going to do that. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to be putting duvet down and feather down. They just want to be putting any cheap rubbish they can get in there to try and fool buyers. Okay, so again, sometimes you just need to look at the jacket and just have a feel or just look. Okay, if it just looks cheap, then that could be a sign there. Okay, so that's one of the ways. So that's number 4, weight and quality. Number 5 is the lining. The lining. I mean, if you look at the lining here on the Maya, for example, it's a contrast lining. So inside is blue, outside is brown. I mean, this is just for the Maya in particular. Not all of the jackets come like that, but most of them do. So for example, this one is navy blue, and the lining is grey. Okay. Look at another Moncler Maya here. The inside of the lining is grey, and the outside is black. Okay. And one of the things that I look for is that same pocket that holds the information label on the right hand side. That same pocket there. If you look at the pocket, can you see that there's a little kind of patchwork design at the top of the zip? I mean, I think that's done so it can hide the zip in there, like that. Can you see? This detailing around the outside should always be, well, usually be the same colour as the outside of the jacket. It's like they've used the same material there on the detailing around the zip. Okay, so let's look at that. Inside is grey, outside is blue, detailing around the zip, blue. What about this one? Outside is like a whitish grey, inside is grey, but again what they've done, they've used the same lining on the outside. Guys, this is a very, very quick way for you to tell if a jacket is fake or genuine, okay? Because the detailing around the zip is usually the same. Okay, let's look at a Moncler Maya in brown, see if it does the same thing. Again, outside brown, inside blue, detailing around that zip we were talking about, brown. Okay, so that's another way quickly for you to identify. Number 6, another way to tell, of course, the famous arm badge logo. Guys, as I say to you, this should have a very, very brush kind of feel to it, okay? Really nice brush feel. If this is too flat, if this is a bit off, if it's too thick, then there could be a problem, okay? If you look really carefully, you can see that the embroidery it's almost like the stitching. Not quite sure how to explain it, but if you look on the end, for example, you can see the stitching's gone across, then the slant is gone to the direction of the stitching. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right, but it's almost like the stitching follows the direction of where the writing is going. Okay, that takes a lot of time for the embroidery to do that. That's not an easy thing to do. Most of these counterfeiters, the stitching is not done like that. You can see it's done kind of very quick. There, I don't know if you can see that, where the stitching is following the line. Okay, and the outside of this badge, you can see it's very slightly off. They almost all are like that. The white stitching around this badge is almost always off. You can see here it's a little bit off. It's meant to be like that. That's how it is. Funny enough, if that's too perfect, it could be a fake. Okay, look, again, you can see it's very slightly off, just slightly. Okay, it's meant to be like that. Okay, and all the line, the embroidery line is almost following the direction of the print. Okay, they're all like that. On this example here, this is a Moncler W, so they don't even have, they've got a leather patch. It's a bit different, okay? But again, always just double check, is anything off? Is the alignment right? Does it look a bit mismatched? Because Moncler will always get that right. Counterfeiters tend to make mistakes and make it a bit wonky, and they're rushing. They don't really care. They want to duplicate and print as many of these jackets as possible, sell them for cheap, and get their money back. Okay? Counterfeiters are not really into detailing. So that's the other one. The other, number 7, the patch logo. Tip number 7, the patch logo. Guys, I always tell you about this patch logo. It's very slightly faded. Okay, it shouldn't be too bright. And I've noticed some of these have got like a bluish type of tint. And if you look at this, the detail in the colour is very, very sharp. Okay, very sharp, and that's how it should be. Okay. I've seen these patch logos with black lines going around the edge here, and that's basically where the counterfeiter should have cut on the line, and they haven't. So sometimes you can still see black lines on the outside. That's a fake, guys, when you see stuff like that. Or if this has got a bit of a blue type of tint to it, guys, again, that's a fake. Okay, this shouldn't be too bright. It shouldn't have a bluish tint. It should be very, very slightly faded and very, very clear, as you can see with this one. And they're all like that. They're all the same. Look at this one here. Again, ever so slightly faded. Very clear lines, very clear colours. Okay, no dodgy black marks to the sides of these, as I've seen on some counterfeits. Okay, they should all be like that. And I think the last tip, guys, I'm going to show you, tip number 8, is the sizing label. It's always located on the top right hand side of the jacket, and it's always at a bit of a slant, as you can see there. Number 4, okay, on this type of tag here. Guys, if you see the size label here, the older Monclers, and I'm talking vintage, maybe 10 years ago, the old Monclers, they used to put the number sizing here, okay, or in the middle. Those are old jackets, okay, so if they're that old, you probably don't want them anymore, unless you're really into the vintage stuff. If you're seeing a newer model jacket and you're seeing the number sizing here, guys, that's a fake, okay, because all Moncler jackets, outerwear jackets, have the label on the top right hand corner, as you can see there. They will never be here, okay, they will never be here. And they would never use small, medium, large, extra large, double XL, triple XL. They don't use a letter sizing system. They use a number sizing system for jackets. Garments like jumpers and cardigans do use the letter sizing system, but jackets do not. They use the number sizing system. I will do a guide that will show you guys how to identify the number system and how that works, because it can be a bit complicated sometimes, so I will do a guide on that. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's generally the top 8 tips for you to how to spot a Moncler jacket is fake or not. Just moving back quickly to the patch logo, this should always be on the right hand side of the jacket. I've only come across one jacket where this is actually on the left hand side, on a pocket, and that's the Moncler Bulgari. Okay, but every other Moncler jacket I've seen, it's always been on the bottom right. So if you see this in the middle, if you see this way up here by the pocket, guys, that could be a problem there. Double check. Sometimes, however, some jackets do not come with the patch logo. Okay, and the other thing is the Certilogo is always on this side as well. Okay, it's never on the other side of the jacket. It's always on the right hand side of the jacket, located next to the patch logo. Okay, guys, so I hope that's been a help for you. I hope that's given you some information on how to spot a Moncler jacket. And guys, the thing is, you have to check all of these things, because sometimes the counterfeits might get 1 or 2 or 3 of these things right. You've got to check all of those 8 things to make sure that this jacket is genuine. Okay, guys, I hope that's helped. If you do see a jacket you think it's fake, give me a shout, send me the link, I'll check it out for you. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. I hope that's been helpful. Check out the eBay site. and check out some cool jackets.